What is up, guys? Welcome to the Hot and Cold Sports and More podcast. I am your co host, Andrew Watkins, joined by the other host, David Miller. How are you doing, David?
I'm doing great, Andrew. How are you doing?
Kind of weird now that I do the intro again. I don't like
Yeah.
doing that.
Also, don't diminish yourself. We are both the host, or both the co-hosts.
Yeah,
That made it look like you were putting yourself below me. That's not good. Don't do that. Bad.
I am assistant host, Andrew Watkins.
Bad. Bad. Fuck, I fucked up my camera. um, all right. So, Andrew, let's start with a question I have for you. So,
Yeah,
you know the original six Avengers, right? You have Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hawkeye, the Hulk, and Black Widow.
yeah.
If you were going to build the original Avengers out of NBA players, who would you pick?
All time?
I did current, but we can do all time, sure, because I have mine written down.
I like current more because
Okay,
then it wouldn't just be like the top six players ever.
true, true.
Like, are we doing it based off of like
Yeah, yeah,
the
based off of the six.
Oh God. Hawkeye is Steph.
Okay,
Hulk is Joel Embiid.
okay.
Thor. Um, Thor is Giannis,
Okay.
just because he's like a bruiser and like the best player in the league.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Jesus. Who do I have left? I have
um.
Cap, Iron Man, and Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Um, Cap is somebody that everybody loves, I guess, would be the type of
That or
thing.
like a stoic leader type.
Oh my God.
I think there's a couple guys that fit this.
Um, I'm trying to think of teams. I don't even know, man. I'm thinking like small forward for some reason. Trying to find a small forward. Jesus.
You could go basic and just go with like the head of the NBA Players Association.
I know, but I'm gonna put CP3 as Black Widow
Okay,
because he's more
interesting.
skillful and
Right,
fighting.
right. Okay, okay. I was gonna say the article that I got this idea from had Cap is CP3.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Iron Man is LeBron
Okay.
because he's old and uses technology to remain relevant. And then
He's also an asshole.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and very like controversial and hated. That's a great one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
God,
Uses
who
technology to stay relevant. That was good. That was a cheap shot.
who is Cap though? Who is Cap?
Well, think about it. Who would like butt heads with LeBron?
Well, I already said Steph, but
Hmm.
Steph doesn't even fit Cap.
You don't think
Like
so?
KD,
That works.
KD, I guess.
I saw another article that had KD as cap because he's like, I don't know. I guess if you want to go with like the butt heads with LeBron, that works.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mine, I had Steph Curry as cap because he's like, I don't know. He seems like a stoic leader type dude, and he's beloved. Like everybody loves Steph Curry. And then I
Yeah.
had James Harden as Iron Man because he's like the controversial party boy, and also
Yeah.
like butts head with Steph and whatnot. And then I had Jokic as Thor
I
because
was gonna say
yeah,
Jokic
yeah,
MVP.
yeah, foreign boy. And then I had Giannis as the Hulk. I had Kyrie as Black Widow, and then I had Clay as Hawkeye.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I almost went with Joe Harris because I was like, who's a white guy that can do nothing but shoot? And I was like, no,
Joe
I gotta go with someone a little bit more relevant. I'm proud of you. You did that on the spot. You came up with 6. It took me like 15 minutes to come up with mine.
That was a lot of pressure. I
Yeah,
had to perform.
I had time to like sit down and research mine and figure it out. You were just like on the spot. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the NFL or the NBA today?
Let's start with the NFL.
Okay, let's start with the NFL. So, first of all, this is kind of old now, but like the Saints and Eagles swapped picks. Hold on, I gotta find the exact trade because it's goofy. You saw that, right? You saw how many
Yeah,
picks got moved?
I know that somebody made a dumb decision, but I forget which team did.
I don't think. See, when I first made a TikTok about it, I thought it was kind of goofy for the Saints. But now that I've thought about it, it makes sense. So the Saints are getting pick 16 and 19 from Philly, a sixth round pick this year, and then the Eagles are getting pick 18, a first next year, a second 2 years from now, a third this year, and a seventh this year. So both teams now have 2 first round picks. And if you're Philly, you're looking at this like you just traded away 2 first round picks to move into next year where there's going to be like a better quarterback class. And the Saints, a lot of people aren't banking on them to be that good. So if they suck, they get like a top 10 pick. That puts you in a position to trade up for like CJ Stroud or Bryce Young if you're really not confident in Jalen Hurts. Or if you are, you're just pushing a pick that maybe you don't want to use this year and the next year and getting a little bit of extra value. And then the Saints,
Yeah.
I mean, no team is looking or going into their season like we're going to suck. We need to tank. That's not a real thing. At least in the NFL, it might be in the NBA. But in the NFL, no team wants to tank. That is a fake, made up thing that every NFL fan wants their team to do for no reason. So the Saints are like, okay, we have Jameis Winston. We think we can win with him. So let's get 2 first rounders to help him out. Then go get like a receiver and a tackle. So I don't think it's a bad trade for either side at all. But yeah, a lot of people didn't like that trade. They thought it was pretty goofy. Thought it was pretty stupid.
It's a very like even ground trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get that much better or that much worse
Yeah,
if you make that.
yeah. It's just moving around 1st round picks basically, and one side gets some more assets this year and going forward and whatnot. But we have the bigger or like the big news with the NFL. We're gonna have 2 back-to-back sad things. So get ready, Andrew. I know you don't like to be sad.
Oh God.
Friend of the show and Northern Illinois fullback Clint Radkovich unfortunately tore his ACL while while working out with the Packers. Very sad, unfortunately. But the NFL and like their medical staffs and whatnot, and just technology in general, have made it to where tearing your ACL isn't really a career-ending injury anymore, thankfully. And with his skill set, playing fullback, a position that there's not a lot of in the NFL and a lot of teams are starting to use again, perhaps he will be fine. I don't think he'll get drafted now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. He's gonna have to fight to get back on the
Hmm.
roster.
Yeah, but if someone signs him as a UDFA, I mean, he's going to make a team. I don't have any doubt in my mind. I made a TikTok about it. Like most views I've ever gotten on a TikTok about Clint Radkovich, it was like 22,000 views, and every comment was like, "Oh, my team needs a fullback." So I brought a little bit of relevance to Clint Radkovich and fullbacks, and I felt really good about that. But a lot of them were Niners fans, and they're like wanting Clint Radkovich to be Kyle Juszczyk's protege and successor. Which, as much as I want him on the Bears, that would be fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
Because
be perfect.
that's what he is. He is little Kyle Juszczyk. I think I called him that in the TikTok, and that's why so many Niners
Yeah.
fans came to it. But I think he'll be fine. Thankfully, I don't think this will. I mean, it'll be a setback, obviously, but this isn't career ending or anything. He's just got to woo some team with the same way he wooed us over with his drive and mentality and willingness to kind of take a backseat and let others succeed and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he'll wind up on a team, sit for a year, and then come out and be pretty solid. And I'm telling you, still a chance he's going to end up in the blue and orange. I am banking on it at this point. because he was
Yeah.
supposed to go. Teams have like local pro days, and Clint got
Yeah.
invited to the Bears one, and now he doesn't get to go because of his ACL. I think it was meant to be like this week or next week. So it sucks he got to work out for the Packers before he got to work out for us. That really pisses me off. But
Yeah. I think he's hardworking enough to come back.
mm-hmm,
It doesn't really
exactly.
matter. You're not going to be able to keep him off a football field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like he said, he even had coaches or representatives from teams ask him to play positions other than fullback. So teams are looking at him as a versatile type player, and those type of guys always have room on an NFL team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other super unfortunate news: Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. So how do we want to approach this? Do we want to start with Haskins, or do we want to beat the shit out of Adam Schefter verbally?
Let's start with Haskins.
Okay, you saw the Schefter thing, right? Just to make
I'm
sure.
not aware of what you're talking
Oh
about.
boy. Okay, we'll get into that in a second. So Dwayne Haskins, he was trying to cross the road because apparently his car ran out of gas, and he was like trying to just get going, and a dump truck was pulling up and couldn't stop in time, which is just horrible. Did you see the video of Chase Claypool right after it
Yeah.
happened? Yeah, they were down there working out. It was the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers for Pittsburgh all working out, and he had literally just been with them like 10 minutes beforehand. It's
Yeah.
just awful, man. Just
So
absolutely
awful.
terrible.
He never really got an opportunity, which is like the worst part.
Mm-hmm. He
He was
had
only 24.
he was going to be 25 in a month,
Yeah.
month
It's
before his
always
birthday.
super sad.
Mm-hmm.
Always super sad to see somebody that young
Yeah,
die in such an unfortunate way.
yeah. But with the Adam Schefter thing, he was the first person to break the news. His Haskins' agent texted Schefter and told him what happened. So Schefter's tweet about it was something like Dwayne Haskins, who has struggled with the Washington football team and Pittsburgh Steelers, has died in a car accident. Like, first of all, you had the way wrong. It wasn't a car accident. That's not even how it happened. So you're factually incorrect. And second of all, why the fuck does it matter if he struggled?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's the problem with sports fans nowadays, and we've talked about it on here before, is they're people. Athletes are people. And people tend to forget that. Like, yeah, maybe he didn't have the best job or didn't do the best job in the NFL, but like you said, he never really got a fair chance. He played for Washington. That organization's a fucking disaster. And then he went to Pittsburgh, and he was Ben Roethlisberger's backup because they refused to bench Ben Roethlisberger because it was
Yeah.
like his last year and all that kind of stuff. And legitimately speaking, against Mitchell Trubisky, he would have had a fair shot to start. I would take
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins over Mitchell Trubisky, and I'm not just saying that because of what happened. I've been preaching for a while now that Trubisky is not that guy. And Haskins, like I said, I definitely think he's a more talented football player. But off the field, Schefter released there was like a 3.5 minute apology thing where he talked about Haskins off the field, and I had no idea that he was like super involved with the community in Pittsburgh, and he would take turkeys to homeless shelters on Thanksgiving, and he took a bunch of kids Christmas shopping, bought them toys and things like that, and it wouldn't even be like team sanctioned stuff. He would just go out and do it, and the team would find out about it from people who lived in the community. Like, this is a legitimately good person that was taken far too soon
Yeah.
because of something just absolutely tragic. Like, it's like that's a freak accident, you know. Getting hit by a dump truck, that's like literally it's a 1 in a billion chance because those things aren't that fast and they're super loud. Like, he had to have gotten completely blindsided by it.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, people on Twitter were just being such assholes about it. Oh, he wasn't a good quarterback. And then other people were trying to say that it was on purpose, or fucking Gil Brandt. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a older NFL guy. He said something like Haskins was living to die or something along those lines. And it stemmed from the fact that instead of going to the NFL draft, he held his own draft party at his home. And he said that maybe if he would have stayed in school, this wouldn't have happened to him. Like, just ignorant shit. Like, that's someone's son. Two
Yeah, that
people.
type of stuff makes me sick.
Yeah, that's someone's son and husband. He was married, so now his widow and his parents have to bury him, and you're worried about him holding his own draft party and how he should have stayed at Ohio State to get better or whatever the hell. It's just disgusting. I hate people. I really do. I hate people. I hate fans of sports. Like, we talk our fair share of shit on athletes. At least I do. But they're still people. When I'm saying something negative about them, I'm not speaking on them as a person. It's their athletic ability. And that's appropriate to do when the time is right. But when they've passed, the first response isn't, well, he wasn't that good at football. It's, no, that's an individual who just lost their life. It's just terrible.
Yeah, a very good individual. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
deserve it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on from that, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins, obviously. But moving on from that to something a little bit more wholesome. The other day, from that Clint Radkovich video that I made, I said that Clint Radkovich could play H-back, which he talked about in his interview. He said he played there when he was a superback. And somebody asked me what an H-back was. So I made a video breaking down like the four different types of backs. You have your quarterback, your halfback, your fullback, and your H-back. And then this random guy I had never seen before comments on the video. He's like, can you explain the slot back, which I hadn't heard of, so I had to give it a little bit of research. It's a Canadian football thing, so I make a video on that. And I had a full-blown conversation with this guy in the comments, and he was like thanking me for informing him and helping him out and stuff like that. And I went and looked at his profile, and it was like just your average 30-some-year-old truck driver. He has a little girl. It just made me really happy that I helped that guy. I don't know. I just wanted to say something positive after all that, because like that's the fun part about this. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not an expert, but I have a little following, and my shit gets recommended and comes across the right person. They learn something and makes them happy, and that makes me happy because that's what I like to do. I like to inform and I like to help.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the point of the job, man.
Yeah.
That's the joy of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm gonna stop talking about my TikTok videos after this, but I had one go viral on accident. Did you see that?
Yeah, man. I wish that happened to me, but
No, it's not good because my entire TikTok feed is just blown up with people shitting on me because I said Jalen Johnson was better than Trayvon Diggs, and
I did see that video.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it has like 200,000 views, and it's like it's not even like it was a good, well thought out video. I was just like, I'm gonna be real, chief. Like it was a tweet, and this guy tweets something out like Bears fans are gonna be haunted by this because Jalen Johnson was the pick right before Trayvon Diggs. And I was like, I'm gonna be real, chief. I don't think this is gonna haunt Bears fans anytime soon because they got the better corner. And all of the comments are just Cowboys fans. Trayvon Diggs is underrated. Who the fuck's Jalen Johnson? What's a Jalen Johnson? Never heard of him. First of all, if you don't know who Jalen Johnson is, you're ignorant. That's on you. Dude's a stud. And second of all, I'm not even like underrating Trayvon Diggs. I just think a really good corner is better than him.
yeah,
Not saying a
that
whole
would make
lot.
sense.
Yeah, like just from your perspective, if you have two corners, right? You have quarter one, who's going to shadow the other team's best receiver and take him out of the game or at least hinder him enough to where he's not going to like single handedly beat you like some big name wide receivers will. Or you have wide receiver two, who is really good at like intercepting passes and really good at making plays. But when it comes to like straight up coverage, he's going to get torched a lot. Which one would you rather have?
Cornerback one,
Exactly.
personally.
Yeah. That's the thing. With those two, it's just like a preference thing, depending on what you'd want. You're not wrong if you say either one is better, as long as
Yeah,
you look at it like that. But they're very close. They're very close, and a lot of people don't realize that. Um, I think that's all we have for football. That was kind of a mess, but we have basketball. The NBA
yep.
playoffs are coming up, so let's go ahead and start off with the play-in tournament, which I don't like. Andrew, you're far more knowledgeable than me on this. Do you like the play-in tournament?
I did make a video on TikTok about how much I didn't like it, and then somebody commented on it and said exactly like basically for every take that I make, I'm always conflicted because I like to
Mm-hmm.
think out like deeply either side of the argument, and he said
Right.
everything that made sense on the other side of the argument, where it's like, well, these middle of the pack teams really want this play-in spot, so they're like playing their hearts out in this play-in game, and that causes really entertaining games.
Mm-hmm.
But it also like delays the playoffs by a week, and like this is like a preference thing, but I don't think that these like 7 through 10 seed teams should be given an opportunity. Like
Yeah.
that if you are the 9 or 10 seed in my eyes, you didn't deserve to make the playoffs, and that's going to be shown when you do possibly get into the playoffs and you're
Yeah.
playing the 1 or 2 seed, and then you get absolutely smoked. Because like we all know, like say the Hornets are going to go up against like the Celtics or the Heat, and they're going to get
Mm-hmm.
dogged because
Right.
they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs to begin with, and we're just
Mm-hmm.
delaying the inevitable. Although it is entertaining basketball.
Right. Yeah, like just looking at the plan. First of all, I just learned how it worked, how the bracket worked. I thought the way it would work is the winner of the 9 and 10 seed moves on, and the winner of the 7 and 8 seed moves on. And I was about to be really pissed because that would just be bogus.
Yeah,
But it doesn't work like that, thankfully. So Cleveland and Brooklyn, just starting in the East, they both deserve to be in the playoffs over Atlanta and Charlotte, which is so. I thought Atlanta was better than they were, uh, or ended up being this year. I don't know what happened to
it's
them.
just Trey. Trey's just nuts, and nobody
Yeah.
else is as good as he is on that team.
Well, John Collins is pretty solid. I like him. And
Yeah,
Clint Capella's still there, right? I'm not tripping. I haven't paid any fucking attention to the Hawks. I just see Trey Young and I'm like, oh, the Hawks must be doing pretty swell.
I think it's just the fact that there's so many good teams in the East.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. The East was incredibly stacked this
just
year.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like Brooklyn and Cleveland should just move on. Those teams are far superior than the Hornets and the Hawks. And if my phone will freaking scroll, I want to look at the West. So we have Minnesota, Los Angeles, San Antonio, and New Orleans. Again, you're probably going to get entertaining basketball, but San Antonio and New Orleans shouldn't be in the playoffs. They just
no,
shouldn't. New Orleans, did Zion ever get his shit figured out?
no. He hasn't played a game this season,
Oh my god.
and
And
I think that makes it that he's played 23 games in 3 years,
that is, first of all,
or
it's been
23,
3 years.
or 23 in 2 years. Let me check.
There's no
No,
way
it's
it's
been
been
two
3 years.
years.
Okay.
It's been 2 years.
My head almost just exploded. Okay. 2 years. That makes a lot more sense. Like
Yeah.
I knew I was a casual, but I'm not that fucking bad.
No, wait. He's been in the league. He's been in the league 3 years, and he's played 85 games in 3 years,
Oh my
which is
god.
awful.
Now is it all injuries this year or
Yeah,
okay? Because I know I saw some shit going on with like him and C.J. McCollum, where he was being a bitch baby about it. Didn't he like not text him for a month after he got traded
yeah.
there or something like that?
They didn't talk
Yeah,
for the first like 3 weeks that they were there,
that's
and everyone was like,
ridiculous. Yeah, but like you're looking at the 7 and 8 seed here in the West. Minnesota had a really solid year. They really stepped it up, and then the Clippers are getting Kawhi back, right?
I think he's on track. It
Mm-hmm.
might be like middle of like the first
Okay.
round. I think when he comes
Okay.
back.
And then Paul George just came back, right?
Yeah, and he's been
Yeah.
playing decently. I think.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why they're so low.
Yeah, because they've had their two most important players getting injured.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can relate to that. Um, listen, we're going to talk about the Bulls in a minute because
Yeah,
I am pissed. I am
I
heated.
can understand. I can understand.
So, yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't like the play in teams. But looking at these teams, who do you think is moving on? Start in the
I
West.
think in the
Yeah,
West,
start in the West.
I think that Jesus, the Timberwolves move on
Mm-hmm.
just because they've been like some nights they've been that team, and
Yeah.
Cat has been like he was an MVP candidate for
Future
like a
Chicago
solid.
Bull Karl Anthony Towns has been stepping it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was an MVP candidate for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like Anthony Edwards. I think that they're just this unbeatable. And I just saw Kawhi will be out for at least the Timberwolves game, so
Oh
that means that
fuck.
it's even more easy for them to win that.
So at least the
So then,
Timberwolves game. So there's a chance he comes back for the second playing game then.
yeah, I
Okay.
think it would be. So then it would be like Clippers against probably the Spurs, just because they have like DeJounte Murray and Keldon Johnson, who are really good players.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson's been a
And then,
beast this year.
yeah, bro, he also shut out in the Olympics too. I love him so much.
Yeah.
He's plays a position that he should not play. He's a power forward at 6'6". Like, what are you doing? Anyways, I think
PJ Walker type beat. Love that. Wait, no.
I think
Is that his name? Is it
what did you
PJ
say?
Walker?
Tucker.
PJ Tucker. God damn it. That pisses me off. I love PJ Tucker. I got his name wrong. PJ Walker is a quarterback. He
Yeah,
plays for the Panthers.
it's close enough. You mixed up your two worlds. It's
I got PJER right.
but yeah, this it'd be the Spurs against the Clippers probably,
Right.
and it depends on how good Kawhi plays
Mm-hmm.
hypothetically. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Clippers would be able to pull that out just because DeJounte hasn't been one to play that well against teams that are like that have better star players in them because they're just going to put Paul George on him and he's not going to be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the East, it's probably going to be the Nets and the Cavs pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that as well. No, the initial matchup, do you think Brooklyn will win?
Yeah, I'd say so because the Cavs were really good and that's why they were so high up and then they
Mm-hmm.
just started to drop off and they haven't
Well,
really
it's because
recovered yet.
what's his nuts got hurt.
Did you just say what's his nuts?
Yeah, what's his nuts? The center. Was it Mobley that got hurt, or was it the other one?
Was it Jared Allen?
Jared
Or
Allen, right? Didn't he get hurt? Hasn't he been hurt, or am I crazy?
I'm trying to recover from you saying what's his nuts. I've never heard that before.
You've never heard
We're gonna
someone
get
say what's his nuts?
demonetized for that. Come on, man.
Listen, if I say fuck 5 times an episode and what's his nuts is what gets us demonetized, even though we're not making anything yet, we can't get demonetized until we're making money. But
Yeah.
if that's what gets us, then YouTube is like on
So
some
soft.
1985 fucking Big Brother censorship. If a man can't say what's his nuts on YouTube, what's the point of the platform? But it was Jared Allen that got hurt, right?
Yeah, it was, and he's questionable for
Right.
the play-in.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I feel like, again, maybe it's just my little casual bias seeing Trae Young's name all the time. I feel like the Hawks are going to do something.
I think they have a solid chance against the Cavs if they get there. It just
Mhm.
depends on if they can beat the Hornets because the Hornets have been another team that's super explosive.
Hmm.
Their offense is like unstoppable.
Yeah.
Some nights.
Real quick, with the Hornets, how do you feel about the Russell Westbrook rumors?
I feel like if you're especially the Hornets, you should not be doing anything. Don't touch your team
Hmm.
because you have like LaMelo and PJ Washington who are like really good, really young players. Just go with them. Don't
Hmm.
add Russell Westbrook to the equation where you'd have to trade a lot of people, or I think his contract runs out soon enough.
I don't think you'd have to give up that much for Russ at this point. I really don't.
That's true, but you would still have to give up something, and I don't
Right.
think that you should
So,
just be able to. If you're gonna get Russ, get him for salary.
right.
Get him on a contract.
Hear me out. Hear me out. What if you trade Gordon Hayward, who is not playing, right? He's been hurt again.
Yeah,
He has a couple years left on his deal. He's making big money.
yeah,
You trade him like a draft pick for Russ. That seems like a fair deal to me. You get Russ, who has 1 year left on his contract. You buy him out, and think about all the money you get from that. After that 1 year,
That-
think about all the money you get there.
that would be the thing.
Right.
That's the issue that would happen because you wouldn't use Russ. You would just
Right.
use Russ.
Right.
Basically.
Which is how he
Like,
should be used, honestly.
Yeah, you wouldn't want him to poison your young
Well,
talent
no,
because, like,
and that's the problem with the Hornets right now is they have too many like ball dominant type players, and adding
yeah,
Russ to that equation just doesn't work. But if you're doing it in the sense that you're trying to get like some salary cap out of it, I understand. But Michael Jordan's a big Russ fan, and I really hope MJ isn't being like GM MJ and is like, I like this guy, he
TMJ,
plays for my brand. GMJ, yeah, GMJ.
TMJ.
Because we all saw how that worked out when he drafted fucking Kwame Brown. Have you ever heard the stories about him and Kwame where he used to just like belittle him to the point where Kwame like blames half of his failures on Michael Jordan?
Yeah, that happened a lot, didn't it?
There are multiple
Muggsy
players,
Bogues.
yeah, there are multiple players who single handedly blame their career shortcomings on Michael Jordan shit talking them.
That's power.
That is
That is the
power.
definition of
That is
power right
power.
there.
That is legitimate power. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, it just occurred to me that the Lakers aren't in this bracket at all, and that makes me smile. I knew they missed the playoffs. I knew they were already eliminated, but it hadn't registered with me yet.
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me happy. And I also
And
saw that LeBron didn't play enough games to be considered for like the scoring champ, and that makes me even happier.
yeah, I'm happy that Embiid got it too because he
Is that who ended up
definitely
getting it?
played.
Embiid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted Giannis so bad because that's just another thing. I want Giannis to like become the best player ever.
Well, it's not going to happen,
Just
unfortunately.
just for funsies.
Well, unfortunately for funsies, no one's ever going to top Michael Jordan. That's just how sport works. However,
Yeah, I know.
Giannis does have like top 5 all time potential,
Yeah.
and I can't remember who it was, but somebody, it was like on Twitter, said that that wasn't the case, and it was just like a silly, goofy little take. I don't think it was a big important person. I think it was just like a random tweet I saw where some guy was like, people are saying Giannis has top 5 potential. No, he doesn't. And his profile picture was like LeBron. All
Oh
right.
man.
So the actual teams in the playoffs. So let me make sure I got this bracket right. So we said we think just the 7 and 8 seed from both conferences are going to move on, basically.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn would go on to play Boston, and then Cleveland would go on to play Miami, if that's the case, and then Minnesota would go on to play Memphis, and Clippers would go on to play Phoenix. Minnesota and Memphis would be a fun series.
Yeah.
That would be a
Awesome.
really fun series. I love what
Yeah.
Memphis did this year. Memphis is beautiful, what they got going on over there.
I think Memphis is like there's always one team every year in the NBA that's like, oh my God, they're really good for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drop off. So unfortunately I think that this is like
And-
I think the Grizzlies are a different case because they're so young.
Yeah.
But like it's still very exciting to see what they're doing. And against a team like the Timberwolves that have been awful,
Mm-hmm.
turning it around, it's going to be fun to watch if they
Yeah.
get to that point.
Yeah. See, what needs to happen? How many years does Cat have left on his contract? Do you know offhand?
No, but I can look it up.
Okay. So what's going to happen is Steven Adams is just going to absolutely embarrass future Chicago Bull Karl Anthony Towns and drop his value. And then the Bulls are going to ship off the center whom I refuse to name and get Towns. And that's going to be the greatest move in NBA history, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, he is not a free agent until 2024.
Okay, so we'll just trade the center I refuse to name and like 3 first-round picks for Cat. Fix the team. Boom. W Bulls, honestly. No, in all seriousness, though, I do think Memphis would absolutely dog the Timberwolves. It would be fun, but
Yeah.
Ja Morant's on fire. He's playing out of his fucking mind. Steven Adams has been great. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been pretty good. Who else am I missing? Who else has been good on the Grizzlies? I don't know their fucking starting 5 for some reason.
Brandon Clark.
Yes, bro, I love Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark
for,
is
like,
a
no
walking.
reason.
I know. I don't have a reason either, but he's just a walking W.
Yeah.
I literally could not tell you why. But every time I hear the name Brandon Clark, I smile. I'm just like, yeah.
Brandon Clark.
Future Chicago Bull Brandon Clark.
Oh my God. They also have probably the coach of the year, Taylor Jenkins.
Oh yeah, Taylor Jenkins oh my god, yeah, just the way he got that team to play this year has been insane. I would not have thought Memphis would be a fucking. Again, I'm casual, so this is probably a dumb take, but I didn't think Memphis would be a playoff team this year, let alone
Yeah.
be the 2 seed. So whenever you see something like that, that's just like automatic coach of the year type shit.
Yeah.
And then the other uh, game from a play-in team, you have Phoenix and the Clippers. And if Kawhi comes back, that's a fun series.
Yeah.
It's a really fun series.
I do think the Suns still dog them.
Well, yeah,
That's like a solid 5-game series.
the Suns might be the best team in basketball, low key. Which
think
I
they
hate
are.
because I still have a deep hatred for Chris Paul.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
I
But
agree with that.
see, yeah. I don't know why Chris Paul is this universally loved player. He's a bitch. Chris
He
Paul
did
is straight
try to,
up
like,
bitch made.
kill Giannis last
Yeah,
finals.
he did do that, didn't he? I forgot about that.
He tried to push a flying tree.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
There's a tree in the air. You can't push him.
Yeah. And then he's just like a what's the word I'm looking for? A prolific flopper constantly.
He's the face of flopping.
No, that's Manu Ginobili. Don't take that from him. Don't disrespect Manu like that.
My fault.
Or LaFlop. But Chris Paul's third. He's a solid third. But in all seriousness, yeah, Phoenix would dog them. And then Golden State and Denver. I think a lot of people are counting out Denver in this matchup just because of the injuries. But they won almost 50 games without who else been hurt? Jamal Murray and whoever else was hurt. My brain is blanking right now for basketball. I don't know what's going on. I'm having a terrible time. Names are just absolutely escaping me. But even with their terrible injuries, Jokic is the MVP in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it. And I don't think anyone on Golden State's fucking stopping Jokic.
I do think that they have a chance because they have one of the best defensive teams in the league. But and he's only one player. Like, it's usually easy to key in on somebody, but we've been saying that type of thing for the entire year. And Jokic is still dominated.
And not only that, but Steph Curry's not going to be healthy right away, right?
Yeah, because of what happened against the Celtics however long ago.
Right.
But
yes.
Klay has been balling out recently.
Yeah.
That might be something.
One of the most underrated players ever. I love Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Dude listen, just completely unrelated. Just because we haven't talked about Klay Thompson on here ever, he has the prettiest jump shot I've ever seen.
Oh my God, yeah. I would literally kill for his jump shot.
It is beautiful. It is just the form, everything. He's not quite the shooter Steph is, but the form is just immaculate. It's like something made in a lab. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Denver has a legitimate chance to pull off an upset depending on how long it takes Steph to come back. And you are right. It's easy to key in on one guy, especially when you have such a good defensive team. But, like, Jokic is just kind of different, unfortunately. That boy nice.
Thanks.
And then what's our last matchup? Dallas and Utah.
Utah are pretenders. I hate Utah so much.
Did you see that stat where Donovan Mitchell is averaging like 2 passes per game to Rudy Gobert?
That is literally a sin. That is crazy.
It's hilarious.
That I said in a video, and it was like partially a joke. That might be the worst duo of all time.
Oh,
Gobert and Donovan.
I mean, if you're passing to him twice a game, that's not a duo. That's just two dudes who play on the same team.
There's a duo. That's the worst duo ever.
Yeah, that's not a duo. They just happen to play on the same team, and I don't think that's going to stay the same. Because Donovan Mitchell's like pissed, isn't he? Because they blew like a 20-point lead.
Yeah, they lost. They last year they were up 3-1 against the Nuggets. They got.
I forgot about that too. Yep. Yeah,
it's basically been 2 years in a row where Donovan Mitchell has put his entire life on the line in the playoffs, and the Jazz have just lost.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something, and I think trading Rudy Gobert is a good start because clearly those two aren't meshing, and you don't trade Donovan Mitchell; you're just building around him. So trading Rudy Gobert for I don't know, Nikola Vucevic, I think that would be a no. In all seriousness, though, trading away Rudy Gobert, getting whatever value he might have, because like he is still an elite defender, even
Yeah.
though he might be the most overrated defender like ever. Because
I was gonna say that if somebody needs specifically a rim protector,
yeah,
you got him. And he'll give you 14 and 12 a game. That's for sure.
am I wrong?
Seems we got a good fit then.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a fantastic fit. Just keep him away from all microphones at all times. That's
Keep him in a
freaking
bubble and no
bro.
microphone.
Fucking King of the Fourth Quarter, Kenny would like explode if that happened. The Bulls ended up with Rudy Gobert. I do like that fit though, legitimately, because that's like, and we'll get to the Bulls in a minute, but that's like their biggest issue right now is just how shitty their center play and paint presence is. But yeah, I think. Oh, we got to talk about Dallas. We didn't even say a word about Dallas. Luca is like my favorite player in the league that doesn't play for the Bulls.
Luca's the truth.
I fucking love
Luca's the
Luca.
truth.
I love Luca. He's
I
just
think today this year is the year where they get past the first round. That's what I'm saying.
and past the second round and past the third round and win.
No, lose to the Bulls. Don't forget.
They're not going anywhere, Andrew. They played the Bucks in the first round. They're not getting out of the first round.
No chance.
It's not happening.
Even for you, man.
Nope, nope. Give me a Luka NBA championship, and I will be a happy camper. That will make up for everything that happened with Chicago this year, honestly. Because Luka, he's just like a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
Didn't
He
he
doesn't
like?
really even have anybody on his team.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can think of like Maxi Kleba, and maybe that's me being
Oh, hold on, hold on, hold
a
on, hold on,
Western
hold on,
guy.
hold on, hold on. How'd you say that?
Maxi Kleba.
Is that how it's pronounced? It's not Kleber?
I don't think it's Kleber.
God, I'm
That
white.
sounds like
Okay.
that sounds like the most American thing ever.
Yeah, yeah, like that is bad.
Maxi Kleber.
Look,
Kleber.
that's how it's spelled.
That is how it's spelled,
I've
but
never heard someone talk about Maxi Kleber before. Like legitimately, I have never heard his name said out loud. So I just assumed it was Kleber. Okay. Well, I'm stupid. I'm a mess today.
I hope it's Kleba then. I don't. You're making me
Let's
question
let's look
myself.
this up. Let's look this up.
They say it in 2K Kleba. So
Yeah, well,
um
2K is a broken video game, and we don't listen to them. No, I don't want to know how to pronounce Google. Who the fuck needs to know how to pronounce Google? Okay.
uh,
Maxi Kleber.
dude, it's Google Translate. You shut your mouth, okay?
Maxi Kleber.
What is I can't see that, man.
Oh, I'm just
That's
saying
all.
it says Maxi Kleber. That's how you pronounce it.
Come on now.
This one says Maxi Kleber.
I hope it's not that. Dear God.
This is a. Alright, this one says. No, it's Kleba. It's Maxi Kleba.
Oh, I got worried there for a second because I was looking at the roster and I thought that he wasn't even on the team.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Terrible.
So yeah, I'm
But
taking.
yeah,
Anyways, Dallas win. W
yeah,
Dallas.
Dallas win just because of Luca.
Yeah.
They literally have Luca and then a bunch of like mid-role players, and that's it.
Is
Other than
Maxi
like,
is Maxi starting at center for Dallas right now?
I hope not. I think it might be Boban, maybe.
Oh, Bobby's still in Dallas?
Yeah,
Bro's been around the world. Jesus.
I love it. I love him and Luca together.
Mhm. I haven't gotten to watch a ton of Mavs games this year, but I like Luca.
Oh yeah, Dwight Powell starts it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was
Yeah.
going to say. Because they got rid of Tingus Pingus. I can't even say that with a straight face. I was going to try to play it off.
You know,
Who did they?
Yeah, Reggie Bullock is starting at power forward, so that just tells you how desperate they are.
Reggie Bullock?
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no. And they're a 4 seed.
Yeah, just because of Luca. If Luca gets, that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about. We say when one
Yeah.
person gets locked up, the
Yeah.
rest of the team is screwed.
Yeah. Luca's that dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
that guy, and he's
Mhm.
averaging like 8 assists per game with those
Yeah.
teammates.
Yeah. They make him different out there in where is it? Slovenia? That's where he's
Yeah,
from.
Slovenia.
Okay, this is completely random, but didn't in like one of his first games, didn't he say it was easier over here?
Yeah, which makes sense because
Dude,
defensively, like Euro leagues are crazy.
yeah.
They're so insane.
Yeah, Luca's just such a guy. He's a guy.
He's such a dude.
Yeah. All right. I feel like we did a horrible job running through those because we were just like, this team, yep. Other team, yep.
Yeah, this team wins. Next.
Yep, next game, this team win. So let's do a better job with the East because I have more insight on Eastern Conference teams because I actually pay attention to them more than Western Conference teams because I don't legitimately like I'm not a full on casual. Like I know a little bit, but like I'm not diehard like what I am with football, so I don't know what the fuck's going on over in the West half the time. I'm just worried about what's happening to the Bulls and the team around them. So we said Brooklyn and Cleveland, so it would be Miami and Cleveland first round. I think Miami fucking sweeps them.
Yeah, easily. So easily.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo and you know, I where was I going to go with that? I don't know. He's good. I was going to go somewhere that I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, Bam's good.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler's pretty good.
no, Jimmy Butler was playing like dog shit this year, and then he picked it up, right? I'm not.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah. Once Jimmy
Kyle
Butler,
Lowry's been playing not so good,
really,
but Tyler Harrow's been
mm-hmm.
absolutely picking up the slack.
Former
Sixth
White
man
Boy of the year, former White Boy of the Year, current Sixth Man of the Year, Tyler Hero.
That would be the reason that they would win because they're like the Suns, how the
Mm-hmm.
Suns are when it's like always like next man up. Like no
Yeah,
matter what happens, they're not stepping down.
that
I feel
team,
like
that the team is just built so well.
yeah,
It's such a well
defensively
constructed
it's so
basketball.
good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're just a bunch of dogs. Straight up, they're a bunch of dogs. I mean, you can't not be a bunch of dogs with Jimmy Butler on your team. But I like Cleveland. I do. This is the first time I think I've ever said those words. But I like what
I
Cleveland
definitely
has built. I think going forward they're going to be nasty. We've got a nice little young core.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you think there's anything they should shake up this offseason?
Probably trade Karis LeVert. Let's go full young.
That's what I
Go as
thought.
young as you
That's what I was going
possibly
to say.
can.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Cleveland's going to get swept, and then you have Boston and Brooklyn. Ben Simmons is supposed to be back, right?
Yeah.
And Time Lord won't be back.
I don't think in time. I think they might force him to play just because there'll be a week where a week of no games where he could just
Right.
recover.
Unrelated, but that's the coolest nickname in all of sports. I fucking love
Time
that.
Lord.
Time Lord
Dear
Robert
God.
Williams. Cold.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
All right, let's get serious. We're getting goofy. Let's get serious here. So,
Seriously.
yeah. Boston and Brooklyn. I mean, if Ben Simmons is there and Robert Williams isn't, who's Boston starting at center right now? Didn't they get no, they didn't get him back.
It's Daniel Tice.
They did get
Al
Daniel
Horford.
Tice back. I knew they got him back. I thought I was wrong. He went back. I'm right. I'm proud of myself. Anyways.
The starting lineup for the Celtics is Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and then Daniel Tice.
Yeah, yeah. And then Brooklyn, they'll have Kyrie the whole time, right? Because New York is like done being weird with the vaccine.
Yeah.
And then you have Durant and everyone else. No one else really matters. I mean, you have those two.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a rough series for Boston.
I think it's a crazy series. I think if Celtics win, it's in 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. I think that the Celtics duo is a better duo as a team than because like Kevin Durant is better than Jason Tatum, and I think Kyrie's better than Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
so that you can't really say anything to that.
Yeah.
But like as a team, I think that Jason and Jalen play like as a unit better.
Yeah. That's the thing. Brooklyn somehow still just I say somehow. I forgot Kyrie hasn't played half the fucking games. They just haven't meshed, and that's so important. And like, yeah, you have star power, but star power is only going to get you so far if there's no chemistry build up. And Boston, just like Miami, is just such a well coached and well constructed unit that, legitimately speaking, I think if Boston beats Brooklyn, they're going to the finals. It's between them and Miami.
I think I think Boston would beat Miami just because like you have Marcus Smart guarding Tyler Harrell off the bench, and Tyler Harrell probably would not be able to cope with that.
Yeah.
And that Marcus Smart is, as always, dear God, as always, he is going to be the win or lose condition of the Celtics. Because I hated him. Hated him at the beginning of the season, and I hate him every playoffs because he just shoots. He just shoots the ball. And hopefully Ime Udoka beat that out of him, because that's why the Celtics are winning again, because he stopped taking those stupid shots. So hopefully he doesn't revert to that old way.
No, I don't think he will. I think Boston will be fine. Like I said, this is going to be their biggest challenge because, I don't know, I don't see anyone else in the East other than Miami that's really keeping up with them. And Miami, like you said, it's going to come down to Marcus Smart just absolutely locking Tyler Hero, and then Jaylen Brown, I trust on Jimmy Butler. And then beyond that,
for whoever.
Yeah, Jason probably on Bam Adebayo, honestly.
That'd be dope to see, honestly.
Because Bam's only, 6'9"? He's not that big, is he?
I think he's 6'10". I think they're like very close enough.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, it's not like you're trying to match up a forward on a legitimate center. Bam Adebayo is undersized, and I think Jason Tatum could take him.
Yeah.
And then the 3 and the 6 seed, Milwaukee and 4 versus Chicago. I'm so sad.
That's such a bad matchup.
It's such
man.
a bad.
I'm so sorry.
Any matchup would have been horrible because we don't have a starting caliber center. Hold on. I gotta pull this up. Nikola Vucevic is on my shit list. I said his name wrong. I'm aware. It's Nikola. But I don't give a fuck. He doesn't deserve my respect to say it correctly. His last 4 regular season games, 9.5 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 32.7% from the field, 15.4% from 3. Why? Why? What? I don't even know what to ask. Just why? Why must he be the way he is? Vooch is shit. He is such a bad basketball player. And that makes me so sad because I was so fucking excited when we traded for him. When that happened, it was like the coolest thing in the world. Like, oh my God, there's another half-decent player on the Chicago Bulls. This has not happened since 2014. And now Vooch is the worst player on the fucking team, which sucks because now that we're going to be healthy, he's going to be healthy. Lonzo still isn't playing, which sucks. That really hurts because, I don't know, this team, it's just so tragic because they weren't expected to be anything. So anyone saying the Bulls were disappointing this year is just fucking out of their mind. Nobody expected this team to even make the playoffs. This was a play-in team at the start of the year, and they're the 6th seed. It's not a big step up, or it's not insane, but it's a big step up. It's a lot better than people are projecting them, and dealing with all the injuries and the bullshit, and Vooch deciding basketball wasn't his thing anymore, and he just wants to be a single-handed saboteur and a traffic cone, because he does not play fucking he's never been good at defense, but it just got worse somehow. To the point where I could go out there and probably hinder Giannis Antetokounmpo more than fucking Vooch would, and I'm 5'10" and weigh 300 pounds. That's how bad he is. I'm just sick of fucking Vooch. To the point where, I don't know, I would trade this man for the shell of Dwight Howard at this point. I'm done. I want literally anything else at center. And it sucks because Patrick Williams came in and he's been playing fucking amazing. Patrick Williams has been on fire. He had 35 the other night. He had his career high in everything except for assists. And they've been playing him at center. occasionally it hasn't been full games, but like I can't remember who it was. It was that overtime game. Who was it we played where we went to overtime at the end of the fucking I don't know. But he was playing center and was like balling out at center. And he's like, what, 3 inches, 2 inches shorter than Vooch, half his size. He's a little scrawny fucker. Patrick Williams is so good. He is the next Kawhi Leonard, and I am so glad we did not trade him away. I am so glad. Because if we would have traded him for Jeremy Grant and he would have played like this for the Pistons, I would have shit myself. I would have been so mad.
That's probably the truth. Is the crazy thing.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. I don't know, but yeah, the Bulls are bad. They don't belong in the playoffs the way they were playing at the end of the year. Milwaukee's gonna fucking sweep them. Like,
Yeah, that's probably the worst possible matchup you could have gotten because
no,
like we've been
no.
saying the entire year-
Philadelphia would have been worse.
That is true, but like we've been saying the entire year, like you need somebody that can guard somebody like Embiid and Giannis.
And the closest
And
thing we have to that
unfortunately-
is Patrick Williams, and he's not going to do it yet.
Yeah, he's not there yet. He needs to add like 100 pounds of muscle, and then he'll be there.
He's still only 20.
Really?
Yeah. He was 19 when he got drafted, right? I think he's 20. It's like 20 or 21.
I think he's got to be 20. But yeah, Giannis might have the.
That's not the right Patrick Williams. I looked up Patrick Williams' age and it showed me a 79-year-old white man who died. He's 20. August 26th. He's 20.
That's
So he's
crazy.
20 and playing like that. Like, that was a really good pick for Arturas.
Yeah. I think that Giannis will have the playoff series of the year and of his life. He might average 50 points in 4 games.
That's
I'm
not
even
unreasonable. That's not unreasonable to say, unfortunately. This
kidding.
Bulls,
And then
there's no reason this team should be in the playoffs. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's so. I feel so bad for you.
And the shitty thing is, like, this season doesn't even need to get to come down to, like, DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs. It's just going to simply be Giannis having his way with Chicago.
Yeah,
And it's so unfortunate. Like, watch us get there, right? DeMar finally has a good playoff series. He's shooting, like, 60% from the field, averaging 30 a night, and we're still getting beat by 40 because Vooch is a fucking traffic cone. And then it's not even like you can look to the bench and find somebody better. It's not like, oh, Vooch played bad, let's bench him. Because who are you going to put in? Tony Bradley? You going to put in fucking Tony Bradley or Tristan Thompson? Who had like a stretch of like three.
bad.
He had a stretch of like 3 games where I was like, okay, this is what we needed. And then he became Tristan Thompson again. I was like, oh, okay. But the Bulls still have a nice core. If they can get it figured out in the offseason, if we can package Vooch and Kobe White for a center, I would be ecstatic. Which I hate to say because I love Kobe, but he's played like shit this year too. And Io's just better. Marginally better. Io is a fucking steal. I love Io. I don't know. Milwaukee's good. And Giannis better. So Bulls lose. That's the breakdown of that series. And then Philly and Toronto. I'm heavily rooting against Toronto. I don't want to see them move on. It's a long story. I just don't want to see Toronto succeed.
I would agree with that, but even more than that, I don't want to see James Harden succeed.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like he's been a prima donna his entire career.
Yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I don't like James Harden either. And I don't love Embiid. I don't love
I
like
like Embiid a lot. He's such an a-hole. That's the thing. He's
I
such an a-hole.
just don't like him because he's never lost to the Bulls. Because the Bulls have never had a relevant center since he came into the NBA 60 years ago and then started playing, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Spent like 50 years in rehab.
You see, I don't have that hate for Embiid because the Celtics don't have that issue. I just
Yeah.
hate him for
Must be nice. Anyways. I don't know. What are like the keys to this matchup? I don't even know what the keys to this matchup would be like.
Pascal, Fred VanVleet,
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes if he doesn't fold as a rookie.
I hope Scotty Barnes does fold. I'm praying upon his downfall.
I love Scotty Barnes.
I am preying upon his downfall.
Okay. Okay, man.
I don't know. I have this weird thing with like players and teams where I will link them to a person if I know a person that likes them. And when that happens, if I hate that person, I want them to fail miserably. Like you know Grant, right? Not your Grant, not Daniel's
Yeah.
Grant, but my Grant.
Yeah.
I used to have a deep hatred for the Baltimore Ravens just to spite him. And now like I don't really care, but that's just like the type of person I am. My enjoyment of sports is partially fueled by spite. So if I don't like you, partially. The other half is just fueled by sadness. But if you're like someone I don't like and you like a team, I will prey upon their downfall because that's the only way I can spite you without doing something myself. Anyways, I don't know. What do you think? I feel like Philly wins this one. Like biases aside, who's gonna stop Embiid? Nobody.
Nobody.
Who does Toronto have at center right now?
I don't know. Let me check it out. It's nobody big. Nobody big enough.
Right.
Unless I'm like completely missing something.
It's just Hakeem Olajuwon, prime Hakeem for no reason.
Oh, it's Kem Birch.
Ah, Kem Birch, the man, the myth, the legend.
And apparently Fred VanVleet's not playing. They're playing Scotty Barnes at power forward. So they basically
Freddie's not playing, huh?
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
So what's their starting five look like?
It's Armani Brooks, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Kem Birch. That is not a playoff starting lineup.
Who in the fuck is Armani Brooks?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, man. I could not tell you.
Okay.
That's bad. That's
interesting. Yeah, Toronto's fucked. Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's no way.
That is, yeah, you do not walk in to the playoffs with the starting five like that. That's rough. They finished ahead of us. What the fuck's that say about Chicago?
I'm so sorry, man. I've said it before. I'm so sorry.
See, this is why I'm
next year.
Yeah, this is why I'm a basketball casual because I can't say that because the Bears are worse. God damn it, I hate sports. Why can't I have nice things? Fucking Carolina loses. We're not even talking about that. I refuse to speak on that because that broke my heart. And the Bears are bad. The Bulls are worse, arguably. I'm about to start. I'm about to start my fucking Sport Joker arc and just become Colin Cowherd.
No.
Speaking of Colin Cowherd,
what a great segue! I knew you were gonna do that.
Did you see his solution to players resting?
No.
So he wants to cut the regular season to 68 games or 78. No, 68. It was 68. 68 games. No more back-to-backs. He wants a longer postseason with shorter series, so more teams, and you do like the first round is like 3 games, and then beyond that it's games of 5 or best of 5. And then he said that players should have to play at least 85% of games to qualify for any awards. Which, I'm going to be honest, I like that. Not like the shortened season shit. Like that's
cutthroat.
Yeah, like the shortened season shit is some push-these shit. That's bad. But like 85% of games played to be eligible for awards. This would be this was his opinion what the first and second team All-NBA would be. So first team, Trae Young, DeMar, Jason Tatum, Wiggins, and Jokic. It's not a bad first team.
I like this.
That's not a bad first team.
I like this new rule.
Yeah, like Trae Young, DeMar, Tatum, Jokic. fucking superstars. They played great this year. Wiggins was intensely underrated this year. Played very well. But then his second team is like, oh, okay. It is LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, Tobias Harris, Julius Randle, and Cat. That would be the second team All-NBA, according to Colin
What?
Cowherd, if 85% of games played were required to be eligible.
What?
Yeah. Now, that would just be for this year. But, like, in a normal season, if you go into the year, you tell everybody, listen, you got to, it's not going to be a thing. You're not going to have that issue. But people like LeBron who can't stay healthy, or I don't know, who's someone else that notoriously can't, Zion who can't stay healthy, if he were to, like, play decently, they're not going to be eligible for awards, and that makes it better. And all the arguments I saw against that were just, like, bitching about the second team being terrible, which it's a really bad year to use the example.
Yeah.
But making it so awards are health-based, and I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
If you're playing, I don't know what the cutoff is now. I know there is a cutoff. But if you're playing, like, 50, 60 games in a season, you shouldn't be eligible for any awards because that's 20 games your team was without you. You're not the most valuable player if you're missing 20 games. You shouldn't be considered for the scoring champion if, like I bitched about LeBron last week where he was, like, 11th in total points but had the highest points per game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that's, like, well, you agree with me, but maybe that's just us. But health is important. It's extremely important in sports because if you're not on the field, you're not good. Legitimately speaking, the best ability is availability. And if you're not available, why are they being considered for awards and whatnot? That's just ridiculous to me.
That's going to be like the mantra of this show.
Yeah.
The best kind of ability is availability.
The best ability is availability, and it should be.
But it's the truth. It's the truth.
It should be.
I do think it is a little cutthroat, Coward's thing, because I did the calculations. You have to play 70 games to do that, and that's only missing 12 games. That sucks for somebody like even like Jason Tatum, who would like get injured for like 2 weeks at a time. He'd miss like 5 games.
Yeah.
And then if that type of stuff stacks up, then yeah. But that, like it showed in the first team, that doesn't matter because Jason Tatum plays for the Celtics because he likes to play for the Celtics, not because, and he doesn't take those breaks because he wants to play. He wants to help the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be the number one priority for why you're playing the sport, other than, like, putting your name in the lights and, like, putting your name in the history books or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just, like, being a very skillful player and playing the sport that you enjoy. That should be the number one reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just goofy to me that players are missing like 20 games and being considered for awards and such because it just doesn't make any sense to me. That would be like in the NFL if you missed 4 games and were in the running for Offensive Player of the Year. Those 4 games could single-handedly take your team out of the playoffs, and they're missing you. Like Patrick Mahomes, was it 2 years ago? He got hurt, missed like 4 games. He wasn't in the MVP conversation because the Chiefs didn't do too hot in those 4 games. And that's how it should be. If you're that valuable to your team, they need you for the full season. You can't, and I mean, injury is one thing, but you have guys in the NBA that sit out so many games, or like Kyrie being dumb about the fucking vaccine. They shouldn't be considered for awards. They simply should not. And maybe part of that is my LeBron hatred, because LeBron would never be considered for another award again. But I don't know. I feel like that's a rare Colin Cowherd W is how we'll put it.
Yeah, very extremely rare.
Once in a lifetime Colin Cowherd W. But speaking of LeBron, do you think he's going to leave the Lakers?
This offseason?
Yeah, well, whenever his contract's up. I don't know if it's this offseason or next offseason or what it is.
Yeah. Unless the Lakers get the draft pick that will end up being Bronny, I think he's gone.
Okay.
He said on multiple occasions that he would leave as soon as Bronny is in the league to whatever team he goes to, because that is the dream, to just play with your son. and I don't think that anything's going to stand in his way. Like people have been saying since he signed with the Lakers that that other contract that he would leave as soon as it was up, so they have a timeline. And I don't even think it matters. Like if the Lakers do turn it around and win a championship, then he will probably be even more convinced to leave the Lakers and go and just play with his son.
Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say? I hope when Bronny gets drafted, LeBron just plays a year and calls it fucking quits. I
think
just
that
want him
would
gone.
be the
I hope that's
ideal
the
point.
case. I hope that's the case. Because the dude clearly doesn't want to be playing ball anymore. Like that seems apparent to me. Like he went to LA because he wanted to be in that area. He didn't go to LA because he wanted to be a Lakers legend. He went over there because LeBron clearly has interests in ventures other than basketball. You know, we've seen him in 2 movies now, and I'm sure he has other stuff that he's working on. And I mean, I guess donning the purple and gold is like a big thing, but LeBron, I don't think his heart's in it anymore, thankfully, because it just doesn't seem like he wants to play to me. Legitimately, it doesn't seem like he wants to be out there. And the more games he misses, the more it becomes apparent. He played what, like 54 games this year?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable from the GOAT, from the best in the league. He's not a top 5 player in the league anymore. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
I mean it. He's not.
There's a new age of top 5 players, and he's not a part of it anymore.
So who do you think the top 5 is?
Oh my God, this is crazy. Embiid, Jokic, KD, Giannis, Luka.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Boom.
I don't know what order I'd put them in, but those would be my top 5 with Alex Caruso at number 6, obviously.
Solid runner-up.
Legitimately, though, I mean, DeMar might be a top 10 player right now. Probably is a top 10 player right now.
I think if we get into more debatable topics, I think DeMar and Jason are both top 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Steph is definitely in there.
Yeah. In fact, I'd probably put Steph in my top 5. I might bump Luka to 6 and put Steph in the top 5.
That would be the debate, yeah.
Yeah.
Just I mean, in a particular order, it's probably Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, KD, Luka, or Luka, KD, and then Steph.
I think Giannis is number 1 still.
I would like to believe that, but I just think Jokic is nuts.
Jokic, I think, he's more complete. He's a better all-around player. But Giannis is just so dominant. You can't stop him.
Giannis might be my favorite player in the league, even as a Celtics fan.
I love Giannis.
He's so cool.
He's about to bend my team over and have his way with him, but like I love Giannis. He's just such a lovable dude. He's so goofy. I love goofy players. Those are the best types of players. That's why I love Jokic too. Because, like, as a concept, Jokic is the funniest shit in the world to me. Just a big, fat, like, Eastern European dude coming in and just tearing up the NBA for no reason. That's the funniest shit in the world. See, what else is going on in the NBA? Lakers need a new coach. Who the fuck would take over that mess?
Nobody. Unfortunately, it'd have to be somebody that's just, like, brought up either out of their own organization or just like whoever wants it. Like first come, first serve type deal.
We should apply. Then we can just
an idea.
bench LeBron. No minutes.
No minutes. You're done, man.
You
Took a break.
Yeah. You want to go be in movies? Go be in movies. You don't have to be on the team anymore. And then we will. Oh no, who's on the Lakers? It's fun.
Mac McClung.
Yeah, Mac McClung. 48 minutes a game.
Dear God, you're gonna kill him.
No, he is our star player. We play through Mac McClung. That's exactly who I was gonna say. I just couldn't remember his name. Mac McClung is the truth and the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. And who's the other white boy? They have another white boy.
Austin Reeves.
Yes, Austin Reeves. Mac McClung and Austin Reeves are going to be our dynamic duo. We are playing them 48 minutes a game, and the entire team is playing through them.
Yeah, man. We make great coaches.
Yeah. And then we'll force AD to play center because I know he loves that so much.
He loves doing that, especially for the team, man.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll only play 5 out. AD's not allowed to go near the paint.
Yep.
Zone defenses only.
Yeah. A solid 1-2-2. Or like a 1-3-1.
Yeah. What else will we do? I say we. Oh no, we'll play Dwight Howard at the point guard. Let him run point.
Yeah, make him like a Ben Simmons type.
Yeah. See, Ben Simmons worked out so well in the NBA. He's such a superstar. We'll turn
We need ourselves a Ben Simmons.
Yeah. And screw getting the real Ben Simmons. We're going to get the better Ben Simmons. Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard at 30 whatever.
30 whatever has never looked so good, my man. That is the ideal point guard of the future.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. Completely unrelated to everything. Completely unrelated. I wanted to ask you, because you're the only human being I know that has seen Morbius. There is a trend on TikTok where people will like blatantly lie about the most crazy shit possible to be in that movie. And then they'll be like, you would never know if it's true because you're not going to see it. Yeah. And I saw one that is like so bad, but also just feels like it could be real. So I wanted to ask you, are the credits to the tune of Alexander Hamilton?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because someone made a really shitty, like, it was the credits rolling and it was like, Dr. Michael Morbius. And I was like, listen, that's horrid. I hate it, but it's Sony.
It is Sony and it is Morbius,
Yeah.
so it's plausible.
Yeah, because like that's gonna happen eventually. We're gonna get a blockbuster movie where the credits are to the tune of Alexander Hamilton, and it's gonna be the worst thing ever. So it felt fitting that it could have been Morbius.
Lin-Manuel Miranda would have died.
Lin-Manuel Miranda would have wrote it and performed it. That man will take any work you give him. If you offer Lin-Manuel Miranda and Christopher Jackson a check, because Lin said anything he's in, Christopher Jackson has to be in. If you offer the two of them a check for any amount of money, they will do whatever you ask them to. Literally anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know if that says more about me being a dumbass or Sony being the worst studio and that movie being like a walking shit fest. Like I don't know. All of the above, probably.
The latter two. Latter two.
Okay, listen, I'm just going on a rant now because there's a lot of shit going on. Speaking of a walking shit fest, did you see that former NFL punter and current podcast host Pat McAfee was at WrestleMania?
Oh,
did you see that? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Bro, he did a backflip off the fucking rope.
Dude. WrestleMania is getting nuts.
Listen,
I love it.
That was the first time I've ever watched wrestling. Ever. I didn't even watch all of WrestleMania. Pat just kept like posting, or his team kept posting the clips on Twitter and I would watch them. And every time I watched it, I thought I was in a fucking fever dream because nothing made sense. Like you have a dude who looks like a legitimate wrestler and then he gets beat by Pat McAfee, who mid-fight starts commentating the fight. He took the headset from somebody and starts calling his own fight while punching the guy.
The like elbow stuff.
Yeah. First of all, I never realized how fake it really was.
No, it looks
so bad. Yeah. But people watch it for like the storylines, right? That's the appeal. Yeah. It's like shitty redneck theater.
God.
Am I wrong? Yeah. That's what it is. It's shitty redneck theater. So then Pat does a fucking backflip off the top rope. And then before that, he box jumped onto the top rope, which is insane. And then he beats the dude who looks like a legitimate wrestler just to get too big for his britches, jump up on the side, yell at Vince McMahon himself, who proceeds to rip his shirt off and beat Pat in the fucking ring. just for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out of fuck knows where and beat Vince McMahon, offer Pat McAfee a beer, and then mid-drink hits him with a Stone Cold Stunner and turns Pat into a fucking fountain.
That was hilarious. I love that so much.
That was the most beautiful piece of art I have ever seen, ever. And nothing the WWE can ever do will ever top that.
Yeah.
Because if you try to top it, it would be too much. That was like the perfect amount of what the fuck am I looking at?
Oh my god.
Pat McAfee is such a dude. He's just that guy.
He's a dub. He's definitely a dub.
There's something else I wanted to bring up that's just goofy. Oh, again, completely unrelated. Do you know who Black Adam is? Like the DC character?
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about him. But on the surface, that is the goofiest fucking name ever.
Black Adam.
Yeah, because it's not like atom, like a molecule. It's just the name. Adam as in Adam Sandler. It's not a black guy. It's a white guy. So it's a white guy named Black Adam, and I don't think his name is Adam.
It's not. It's just like, you know what? I want my name to be Adam. And you know what?
Oh, we're looking this up.
Adam.
I gotta know why he's called Black Adam. Oh. He's called Teth Adam. That's his name. Teth Adam. He's an ancient Egyptian.
Oh. Oh.
And will now be played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Praise be. I'm so excited for that movie, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, goodness. Just a lot of goofy shit going on.
The world is just going nuts.
Yeah, it is. It truly is very goofy. Oh no, do I have anything else written down here? I think we're done.
Yeah, we always end it with that 20-minute ramble. It's nice.
Dude, our episodes are a mess. They're always a mess. Like I don't know, I feel like we did some some decent analysis today. But it wasn't great.
It was not great. It was not in depth.
No, I mean, we made points. We gave some information.
Definitely. We definitely said some things.
Yeah, some things and some stuff, but we're unorganized. I don't think we've ever posted on the same day back-to-back weeks.
Nope.
Like, this is going up on a Tuesday. Nope. This is going to be the latest we've ever posted an episode in the week. Which, low-key, maybe we should just start doing Tuesdays. Because, we always end up recording on a Sunday or a Monday anyways.
Yeah, we posted on, a Wednesday before, David.
We did?
Yeah, and you had to fill the space with your own, mock drafts.
Oh, well, the mock drafts don't count. I mean, main podcast episodes. Because, the mock drafts go in the middle of the week, which I got to do another one of those, and then I want to do, what the Bears need to do thing. Because, we were talking about before we started recording, YouTube likes when you post more. So once a week.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Mm-hmm. Because I saw something and it was I don't know how real it is, but it was the minimum requirement to get to X amount of followers or subscribers on YouTube. And it said to get to 1,000 needed 152 videos or something. And if we posted one podcast episode a week, we'd have exactly 52 videos a year. So it would take us 3 years to hit 1,000 subs. No,
that's not a very good rate. No.
So we gotta start posting more stuff. And I don't even know what to do. I don't, because my computer sucks. I can't do a film breakdown. I can't whip out the film because there's no way for me to talk over it.
I have some ideas, but I'm going to have to put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, I have ideas. I just physically can't do them right now. One thing I think I'm going to default to is, Sporkle with, the quizzes and shit. I want to do NFL quizzes.
NFL Sporkle? Oh,
yeah. Put on my Bengal Designs fucking mask. Love that, dude. I think we're done. I think that's everything. Oh, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. 60% of the people who watch these are not subscribed. Big no-no. We forgot to mention we hit the funny number. We hit the funny number.
We did. We hit it.
It took us like a month,
forgot.
and we hit the funny number. We
Let's
have
go.
the funny number amount of subscribers. Big dubs for the boys.
Yeah.
Big dubskis. So yeah, subscribe or don't. Like maybe we stay at the funny number. Maybe we get a bigger funny number.
We should get to that big funny number really quick.
Yeah.
It's like as a joke, we should.
Yeah.
Big funny number.
Just for the shits and giggles, just get us to the funny number, the bigger funny number, like tomorrow, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before this video is even posted.
Yeah. Just someone hack into my fucking shitty computer and find the recording. They're like, oh, I gotta spread the word. And I guess we should like talk about what's coming up. So we have the NFL draft in 2 weeks. So for that, we're going to do some sort of like mock draft. I do plan on having someone on for that, but if not, it'll just be me and you. So we need to we'll just do the first round. We're not going to go crazy. But like
yeah, I was going to say there's no chance.
Yeah.
I go to like 3.
No, I wouldn't even want to go that far. The only unfortunate thing is we can't talk about Chicago in that episode, even though I'll find a way. So we got to do the mock draft, and then I don't know when he's coming on, but we still have the big NFL man special guest,
the huge guy,
very large person, like a very large individual, like 6'6" type large individual. I'm just gonna keep dropping hints until it becomes blatantly obvious who it is.
I think it already is from last episode.
I don't know. I feel like I knocked it down to like 2 people. So I guess saying he's a 6'6" large individual kind of cancels it out, because the other dude is not 6'6". The next episode, if he's not on it, I'll just wear my jersey of his and like just halfway through be like, huh? Yeah, because I refuse to actually say it. So yeah, that's coming up, and then beyond that, either right after the draft or a little bit after the draft, we're going to start doing like little mini episodes breaking down all the NFL teams and talking about them. They're not going to be full-on episodes, but they'll be like 15, 20 minutes long. And then after the NBA offseason, we'll do the same thing for the NBA. And then, like we said, we'll have little extra video thingies spread out throughout, whatever they may be. One of them might just be like 15 minutes of me yelling angry things about football. Who knows? Anything can happen. But
they came here for.
Yeah, they certainly don't come here for the quality, because Andrew just disappeared. Yeah, that's the other thing. We got to get this figured out, because quality is apparently very. I've been doing research about YouTube and how it works, and apparently the quality of your video, not like what you're talking about, but like how it appears, is very important. And my screen is all like shaky and shit because my camera sucks. That didn't fix it. And then every once in a while you'll just disappear because my computer sucks. We got this
wonderful
annoying little bar down here. Oh, I accidentally just leaked your Discord name, Andrew. I hope you don't mind. You're gonna get mass spammed on Discord.
It's fine.
You're gonna get mass spammed on Discord. Oh no. But yeah, we're continuously improving. That's the main point here. We're grinding, we're improving, and we're getting better. Because we want to turn this into a cash cow, so we never have to work. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I mean, no.
No. Why would we ever do that?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to make a career out of this, and this is just like a startup. I'm not worried about the money at all.
Yeah, please don't get us to this point when we can get monetized.
Yeah, we don't want to get monetized at all. We don't care about advertisers. We just want to put out a great content of 2 guys being dudes. I just realized, speaking of guys being dudes, we got to have the Daniel Reed on the podcast within the next couple of weeks. I told him after the draft we'd have him on.
The D.
At some point.
You need to get the D on here.
Yeah, because we got to talk about the Steelers. because he's a Steelers fan.
And
And
I bring him on for the Steelers episode.
we can do that too. Maybe I got a buddy that's a Bengals fan. We can bring him on for the Bengals episode.
Man, we're locking and loading.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Wouldn't that be fun if for every episode, for every team, we just brought in like a fan of the team to get a different perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So, like, if you're a fan of a obscure football team, let us know. I don't think any Jaguars fans exist, but like,
unfortunately, we'll have to just go with the flow on that one.
I'll just like open up a third screen and just pretend someone's there, put like a cardboard cutout of a dude in a Jaguars hat. All right, I think our little rambling portion's done. That's going to be it for this episode. Like I said, make sure to subscribe and like, and do comments as well. Comments are apparently good. I just accidentally hit my computer. What do we want the end question to be? I said I was going to start doing that and then just forgot to.
I'm not that kind of guy, man. Favorite tire company?
There you go. Make sure you comment your favorite tire company and or manufacturer, and I will reply to you and tell you why you're all wrong. Yep. So that is it for us. If I can find my mouse and stop the recording. There we go. Goodbye, and fuck the Kansas Jayhawks, or whatever the hell their team name is. They're the Jayhawks. Fuck Kansas.